கேக்குது கேக்குது
Okay,
கேக்குது சார் கேக்குது.
okay. Good morning, everyone. Myself, Dr. Mailvelathan, Head of Mechanical Engineering Department, Momo Sadak Engineering College. On behalf of management, principal,
ஹலோ
and all HODs, staff members, and students of Momo Sadak Engineering College, I welcome you all for this online webinar on intelligent systems. It is an immense pleasure to welcome our resource person, Dr. S. Dinesh Ashok, Professor, School of Mechanical Engineering, Department of Design and Automation, Vellore Institute of Technology, Vellore. First, I thank him because in short duration of our interaction,
At the time, same presentation.
he accepted to deliver the webinar on welfare of our students and the research scholars and students. Now I introduce our resource person, Dr. Dinesh Ashok. He did his bachelor degree in KLM College of Engineering, Madurai. He did his Master of Engineering in Tyagaraja College of Engineering, Madurai. He did his doctorate in Indian Institute of Technology, Madras. Now he is working as a professor in a School of Mechanical Engineering, Department of Design and Automation, BIT, Vellore. Now he is having 2 international collaborative projects, 4 government-sponsored research projects, and completed 5 doctoral research projects, and the 5 doctoral projects are ongoing. He published more than 50 research articles, 2 book chapters, and 8 IEEE conference papers. It's a time for our resource persons. Welcome you, sir. Let you start your session, sir. Thank you.
So these earlier I was trying some of my presentation, and we talked about this. Okay. And the definitions for intelligence. And though we have intelligence, we have kind of incompetencies, results in a lot of accidents. So to overcome, we need to have intelligence. So one of the, and through a wide range of sensors, the system becomes more intelligent. So it's an engineer's duty to build the systems better, whether this can be a machine tool or electrical system, aerospace system, automotive system, or communication system. Make this adapt to the environmental conditions, the change. How can we make it? So to be intelligent, we need to assemble the weak power of accumulator, wrong composition of fuel, or it can be due to small volume of oil, or there can be problem in the clutch. So for every aspect of a problem, there will be a reason. So we will be able to connect these two, the problem and reason, by means of our own understanding. For example, if car does not start, it may be due to the weak power of accumulator. In that way, we can connect one problem to a corresponding outcome. So that is called human reasoning, and the fuzzy logic mainly uses this kind of reasoning part. So reasoning, it means if what is the reason for a particular cause. So that is made as a rule, and this rule will decide what kind of outcome it can be. So this makes the system intelligent, and we can relate any kind of problem to a particular reason. So this is the core point of fuzzy logic. And this fuzzy logic mainly focused on a kind of pyramid. So the pyramid is nothing but in the base you have a data, and this data is converted into an information, and then that is from that information you are acquiring intelligence, and then you take decisions. So this pyramid is the major point the computer, and that's achieved by the fuzzy logic. It means that through the symptoms we are able to arrive at the particular solution. So through some processing we'll be able to take these kind of decisions. We call this as reasoning pyramids. So this hierarchy is built as the first one. So here you have a set of input variables, and at the out you have some kind of output variables. If we want to relate these two, we can use our own inference system. So that is called fuzzy rule base. Through rule able to connect, if something happens, then this will be the reason. Likewise, we can build many kind of rules by connecting this input and output, and that builds the entire system. So this kind of reasoning is called human reasoning technique. And for a fuzzy logic system, we use that as the base. Okay, so I have just explained you about fuzzy logic system. Let me explain about another kind of tool, which is term. We copy many things from biology. So if you see the birds, it's an analogy for a aeroplane. Likewise, we copy the biological neuron. The functionality of biological neuron is inspired, and then a new kind of computing tool is developed that is called neural networks. So here, if you could see, a biological neuron takes many inputs from different sources, and it gives you the output. Okay. So taking this as a base, we can train this neural network to get you the final output which you want. You can train this neural network for your own applications. So this will learn on its own, and it will correct its mistake, and it can also recall whatever we have stored. So these are all the properties of a neural network. Through this learning process, it adapts to the particular environment. Even though there are changes, it will adapt. So here, instead of having input output, we input and targets, and then we will be comparing the output which is given by the network. What is the target which you are specifying? If some error is there, network will be modified by means of changing the weights, and the neural network will try to give the proper output. So this is the learning scheme which through and this network works it part which is our output. If then it is fed back. You will be change the final output process will be iterated. Tool is widely I have covered fuzzy. These two tools are building the. So when we talk about neural network, multiple layers of neural network, which is brain has multiple layers, number of neural the final output. This way we can train we want. So through this presentation, two computing systems, one is fuzzy logic and other one is neural networks. You can see both are related to intelligent systems, but the way it works is different. If you see in fuzzy logic, some inference are by connecting the neural networks, you will be feeding the values from one side and you will be getting the output from other side, and in these weight values will be modified of training, and then you will be reaching out the final output. Though these two tools are interchangeably used in many of the intelligent systems. Okay. And there are other machine learning techniques of system intelligent. There are supervised techniques. So we talk about neural supervised technique. Supervision, it means you are giving targets for the network. Under supervised, there are unsupervised techniques where itself based on some kind of distance give you that is one case of class of technique, and reinforcement learning is also there. So these tools are making the systems intelligent. So let me address the final part of our discussion. So through this presentation, I have addressed you what is intelligence, and then what is the architecture of intelligent system, and then the computational tools like fuzzy logic and neural network, and what are all the end of intelligence. Application, if you could see that there are some home the smarts know about this one. If it is degrading, the lens position can be changed accordingly. So earlier it was a manual adjustment. The camera position can be, so some inputs are taken and some outputs are collected through rule. So this is one kind of application, and there is a smart air conditioner. So here the air flowing upon the room, the air. Here we will use some kind of logic based on the airflow, and then the speed of the motor will be into the final output. Similarly, smart washing machines, so it can adjust the water and it can adapt to the with the energy consumption. Okay, so we also have smart TV which can adjust the color and contrast for every frame. Okay, there are some other high-end applications for automotive side also. So anti-lock braking system will be set for a automotive car. When the speed increases, the system will adapt to the particular system and it will try to apply. So in that way, more adaptive to the particular condition, become more safer. Doesn't know how to proceed. So kind of get you what kind of direction it has to go, whether it has to go left direction, right direction, whether it is we need to move forward or reverse. All these things can be analyzed in a scene, and based on the scene from the image, neural networks are trained to give you the corresponding signal, whether it has to move forward or reverse. And there are many other image processing applications for identifying the hot spots or the regions of home, forest, sea or land. In a satellite image, these intelligent algorithms will try to interpret the image, and it can easily predict what kind of zone it is. And there are other applications like nameplate detection. In a highway road, if the car moves fast, through image processing techniques and the neural network, you will be able to identify what is the nameplate of the particular car is. So here we use some kind of intelligent tools like neural networks. Even though the image is blurring, the neural network can identify what is the number of the particular image. We also have some applications of face recognition. So you can see for safety purposes in a lot of home automation applications are there. So when a person enters, the face can be recognized, and you can give name for the particular face by means of processing the images, and through that you can build some home automation systems. So here also you can use neural networks. So the neural network will be trained to understand these images. Then it can predict for the given image whether the particular face is belonging to a particular person. So it can easily adapt and it can give you the answer. And there are many other applications for fraud detection in banking sector. For example, when we give put signatures in the blank checks or the checks, whether it is matching with your own signature or not. So that can be identified by means of handwritten recognition systems. So here the similarity between your own signature and the corresponding signature will be checked based on clustering techniques, or you can say that there are some unsupervised techniques are there. Through that you will be able to understand whether the the handwriting is recognized. And maybe I will be stopping in next few slides. There are many other applications for classification of objects also through image browsing. Okay, there are sorting applications and classification. So here if you could see, this is a case study for classifying a particular object based on the characteristics, the camera. You will be able to sort the particular application. And not only for image processing, it is used for time series trend predictions. Okay, speech recognition, web recognition, and language translation, object recognition, and self-driving cars. So this sums up our applications of neural networks. So to conclude, I would say that human intelligence is abundant, but the machine requires artificial intelligence to meet the uncertain conditions or failures. So to address that, we have intelligent systems and algorithms. So through these techniques, in an era of industry 4.0, we can build more intelligent systems to meet these requirements. So I wish to thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity, and stay strong and stay fit. Thank you, Anandal.
Good morning, Gondal person here. I am very much pleased to propose the vote of thanks on this special day. First of all, I would like to thank our sincere thanks to our Honorable Chairman Sir, Secretary Ma'am, Director of Momusar Trust. Next, I express my gratitude to our Principal Ma'am, Dr. Alage Meenal Ma'am. From the bottom of the heart, I thank our Mechanical Department HOD, Dr. V. Malvanathan, for organizing such a fruitful event. On the behalf of the entire institute, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude Dr. S. Dennis Ashok, Professor, School of Mechanical Engineering, William Staff Technology. The way in which we presented the entire session was extraordinary.